Alright folks, unboxing video. So, just bought this off Amazon. This is a Asus Prime Z890m Plus Wi-Fi motherboard. And, you know, I hate when they don't box these again. So, like, they put the label on the front, which I've blotted out my address, but I like to, you know, have these things come in good shape, not get bruised up, damaged, all that stuff, and of course, not going to happen. All right. So in here we have a Wi-Fi antenna. I think on the back of this, let's see, actually, let's take a look at the back before I get into this, because I undoubtedly will miss a couple things, including which Wi-Fi variant this is. And I might need my glasses, but maybe not. Looks like we've got good light here for once, folks, you know. Sometimes we do a lousy job lighting up the products. Sales pitch. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video. I will be doing multiple videos of this, okay? So we will do a macro view so you can really see the features in case you want to be able to, like, oh, okay, that's what that said down there, without getting a magnifying glass out. I'll do an installation. Gonna put my Core Ultra 5 245KF in this. I'm hoping this will be better than the motherboard it was just in. It was a gigabyte one. It's another story though. We'll install CPU cooler, probably something decent like a Thermalright Assassin, Peerless Assassin 120, 140, maybe the FC Commander. Who knows? Maybe I'll put a few different ones on here, just so you guys can see that. All right, so yeah, Wi-Fi 7, BIOS flashback. So we'll do BIOS overview, maybe a long and a short one. We'll do a BIOS update video, at least 2 different methods for that. All right, just so you know. And this, so we'll cover all this. Okay, I always screw this up, but you do have one 5th gen M.2 slot, okay? The other 2 are going to be 4.0, so Gen 4. Expansion slots. I may miss this too on the board, especially if it's not printed on there. There is a PCIe 5.0. One of the other ones is 4.0, supports X4 mode. So one of them supports that, and the other 2 support X1 mode. Wi-Fi supports Wi-Fi 760 megahertz bandwidth up to 2.5 gigahertz. If you have that capability at the house. And then we'll cover all the I/O, the stuff on the input output shield. But USB wise, it doesn't say what type it is. All right, let's go ahead and get this open. Yeah, I make a lot of videos out of these, folks. I'm not gonna lie, I try and make some of my money back, because you know, just doing one unboxing or an installation doesn't cut it. And I don't have this huge subscriber base. Unfortunately, no matter how good of quality some of the products are I make video-wise, we still do not have, you know, a lot. All right, Asus Prime, at least they have a nice little quick start guide here. In there, maybe not that much information, but at least it shows you some of the information. All right, I'm gonna hold this out though, because guess what? We might help us identify a couple things on there. SATA cables, 2 of those. Keep that in the box because I don't need them. You've got basically a post here and a set screw, 2 of those for your M.2, which usually means, if that's the case, that the other one is covered by, nope, Actually, maybe this only has, yeah, this only had two M.2, so. And then I'm going to put this back in the box because I will plug this in via Ethernet. And to be honest with you, I may just sell this Wi-Fi antenna. Alright. Got my eBay account back up, so we're going to be dumping some crap off on there. I got to get more products for you guys. And I know after doing some heavy research on this channel, I know what is most popular for making money. All right, well, here it is, folks. It's a nice looking motherboard. You know, I'm not a real fan of ASUS, but I guess when you have a motherboard that's like $200, they actually make them halfway decent. I usually, if I'm going to spend that much money on a motherboard, it's an Aorus Elite, something like that, Extreme. All right. We've got some detail here on the ASUS. So, DDR5 RAM here, folks. And on these guys, yeah, only that side opens, right? So, when you put your RAM in. And of course, you've got the recommended light gray is A2B2, and then A1B1 will be the black. But they want you, if you have a pair of RAM, to start with the light gray. Okay. So over here we have our 24-pin power connector. That's gonna your ATX power supply is going to supply power from your, oh, matter of fact, we have a cable sitting right here from your power supply, okay? This can go in only one way. I will do a common case connectors and power supply connector video on this, just so you guys know. We have, do we have only one of these on this? Yeah, only one. Here is your, if your case has a blue USB on it, you know, whether it's 3.0, 3.1, 3.2, whatever, that's where this is going to plug in. If your case has a Type-C, do I have that connector line around here somewhere? Ah, here we go. I'll show this in the video too. If your case, computer case has this connector, all right, which means the front panel has Type-C on it, that is going to plug right into there, okay? Further, continuing down here, here's one of your M.2s. This will be the Gen 5 up here, and then this will be a Gen 4, all right? On the side here, we have, wow, this has 6 SATAs. Who the hell needs that many at this point? I'm thinking. But 2 SATAs here, 4 here, all right? Front panel connectors, and potentially a, hard to tell if that is a speaker cable behind there. Let's refer to the manual, because there is potentially a page in here for that. So I will show all that in the close-up, if there really is a page in here. I don't want to spend too much time with this, but yeah, I don't think it's in here. Never mind. Sometimes there's a speaker in there, and it is hard to read what that says, but you will have your reset switch in there, your power switch, power LED, HDD, LED, all right? Behind that, let's see, way up top here, which we missed, we've got ARGB, all right? We're missing one of the mid pins. We've got a case fan header here. Do we see any other ones? I'm going to flip this around so that end's easier to see. All right, let's continue over to this area. 2 USB 2.0s. We have 3 case fans here. So there is at least 4 case fan locations on this motherboard. That's not bad. let's see, ARGB there. We have COM. And then here's our PCIe 5.0 and the different variations of PCIe 4.0. Okay. All my graphics cards are 4.0. I would not be surprised if I put my graphics card in this spot, just because you put one of these massive air coolers in here, it is a pain in the ass trying to access, to get it out. And I do a lot of gaming videos, so trying to show, trying to, continually switch out graphics cards is hard. If I have PCIe 5.0 graphics card and I, stuck it in there, that would be a mistake, right? But in this case, it's not going to matter. Opening this guy up, always want to check my pins out. Make sure there's no damage. This looks pretty good. Now, of course, this black cover will pop off after you install your CPU, folks, in case you didn't know that. There are probably some new builders out there watching this channel. Some people will know more about this than I do. Some people will know less that watch this video. I'm going to assume a lot less than, never mind. All right, CPU power connectors, folks. Just so happens we've got one of these lying next to us. So what you want is 3 of these guys, okay? It'll say CPU on it. Your power supply has to be an upgraded one. One of those cheap pieces of shit is only going to come with maybe at most 2 of these guys, okay? The one that this is actually attached to has a spot for a 3rd and a 4th set, but I don't have it plugged in, so. But yeah, if you're just going to run, let's say you run a 225F, it's a non-overclockable CPU, you really, all you need is those 2 1x4s, right? If you're going to run a 245KF, and you're not going to overclock, honestly, you probably only need the 2 1x4s. If you have a Core Ultra 9, what is it, 265KF, and you are 285KF, whichever one their high-end one is, if you have that, and you're going to overclock, you will want all 3 1x4s. All right. Now over here in this area, you've got CPU fan, which is on the outside, and on the inside is CPU optional. All right. And I was mistaken. This is AIO pump over here. So you have actually, looks like 3 case fan headers. Sometimes they stick another one in somewhere and you don't see it, but 3 case fan headers, AIO pump, CPU optional, or CPU fan, and CPU optional. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at the what's on the IO shield. So IO shield is built in, which is nice. And this is my first time looking at this. I wish the diagram was a little better in here, explaining to you exactly what you're looking at. But I know most of these. It's just a matter of, it's telling you specifically which one is which, right? So, just so both cameras can see this, let's move this around. I'm going to have to take a look at it. We have DisplayPort HDMI, all right? Then this is a Type-C connector, so you can plug in your cell phone, new those of you lucky enough to have the iPhone 16 Pro Max, you'll be able to charge this on there. This may be the BIOS USB, 2 USB 2.0s, and, BIOS flashback button right here, folks. Cool. 2 USB 2.0s. Here's your Ethernet LAN 2.5. Now, most of them change the color to red or some other color. This just looks like regular old 1.0, right? So that's kind of disappointing. 4 USB 3.0, 3.2, whatever they are specifically. You have a mic, a line out or headphone, and then a line in right here. And of course, I did a shit job with this. Let me just review this one more time. I think this camera might have got screwed. HDMI, DisplayPort, Type-C, probably your BIOS USB for updates, BIOS flashback button, USB 2.0, two of those, Ethernet, LAN 2.5, 4 USB 3.0s, mic, line out headphone, line in, and then these are your Wi-Fi. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe I won't be selling my Wi-Fi antenna because this is not like the other ones that just screw on. It looks like it's gonna pop in there somehow. All right, so apologize for some of the shoddy camera work. This is just camera 2. You are just a general overview, view 2, so folks can see far away or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to go from this to a close-up video. All right, folks. Thanks for checking out the video. Please like, please subscribe. And when I say close-up, I mean macro.